Tongi tupe o Aotearoa, Dame Valerie Adams. Oh, was that good?
That was actually really good.
Yeah, full Samoan, but trying to...
Samoan. It was really nice to meet you. I speak Tongan fluently. I love that about me. I love that about her. That's one thing that she did install in us when we were very young. She never spoke English at home.
Yeah.
Ever.
Wow.
She goes, oh my gosh, that tall girl over there.
If you ever had the opportunity to come out of retirement and represent Tonga...
When I was a junior, I was the best junior in the world.
Yeah.
There was other juniors that weren't that great, but they were from New Zealand, right? And they got all the sponsors and I didn't get nothing. Yep. This is a good question. So who named your child?
Look, I'm Samoan, so...
I love it. Who named your child? I'm Samoan, so... Bon appetit. Yeah. Everything that I do and everything that I am makes me close to home.
The household name is a 4-time Olympic medalist and multi-world shot put champion. This episode we sat down with sporting icon Dame Valerie Adams. This is Close to Home. Tongi tupe o Aotearoa, Dame Valerie Adams. Oh, was that good?
That was actually really good.
Yeah, full Samoan, but really trying to...
Samoan. It was really nice to meet you.
Married to a Tongan though, does that count?
Okay, that's sweet. I'll take it then. That's good. Good saving.
Welcome to Close to Home. I'm not going to lie, I'm very nervous. Like I said before, sitting with you, just the presence that you bring is just...
Shot put presence.
It's just really heavy, but it's great. It's great. So thank you so much for saying yes to this. I did want to start though. I have been stalking your Instagram.
Yeah.
You have super fans. I'm a super stalker. So I've been watching you over the last couple of weeks, and you've been here, there, everywhere. Mm-hmm. You're out West Auckland. You're in Poland. You went to Melbourne last week. Yeah. That was delayed. You landed, didn't have sleep for 24 hours or something like that. Yeah. Do you get much sleep these days? Is the question.
No, not really. Sleep is for the week, I'd say, but I try and get it in when I can. Unfortunately, circumstances arise and you just have to push on. And I think, like anything, when you put your mind to something, you just got to get it done.
Absolutely. If you were to compare maybe your Olympic athlete life to your life now, post athlete, do you reckon the chaos is probably more
worse.
Chaotic?
It's worse now, and you find yourself more busy because as an athlete, like all you do is train, eat and sleep. Mm-hmm. That's your life with a few engagements here and there, but not much, right? Because your whole life revolves around training and recovery and all the rest of it, where now that's not the case. You are more busy, you are more involved in more things. Then you got the kids on top of that, then out of the blue they might get sick or whatever else. You just have to juggle all of those things, but it's all part of the excitement, and I'm an active relaxer. Mm-hmm. It's really hard for me to relax or just chill. I'm an active relaxer, which doesn't help, but
can we talk about that though? Because
sure.
As an active relaxer, you are a bit of a green thumb.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, so I like to get in the gardens. I mean, and if something needs to be done at home, I'll just get into it, right? So if I don't like things unfinished, I like the hedges done. I like the lawns done. I have a lawnmower business on the side, don't I say?
That's what I wanted you to say. Yeah.
So, like I had to go get some lawns done yesterday morning to make up for the time that I've been away and things like that. But I mean, why not? I am a bit of a green thumb. I love being outside in nature. I love the smell of clean cut grass. I love getting my hands dirty. So it's a bit of a cup filler to some extent. Even though you're working, it fills my cup. It makes me happy. Just makes me kind of get that reset randomly. So it's just fun. I know it's really weird.
No, it's not weird. It's cool. I mean, I can't relate, because like when I relax, I'm out.
Chill,
I'm just to sleep. But that's a skill in itself. Well, we brought you on Close to Home because we want to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
I thought we'd start at the nucleus, mom and dad. Mm-hmm. If we can go all the way back. Do you remember your parents and their relationship back when you were a child? And Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So my parents were in an arranged marriage, and how it came to be was my father's 30 years older than my mum. He was from England, came to New Zealand on a ship, got off and never went back on. He was in the Navy, and ended up in a place called Murupara, and then ended up at Rotorua. My mum's uncle, so my grandmother's brother, was living in Rotorua at the time. He was married to a Māori and was working at the mill with my dad.
True.
And my mum was a young, fresh, newly out of high school, just served her mission and was looking after her grandparents, and she was the oldest grandchild. And my mum's uncle just kind of told my dad about his niece and said, if they can get married, if he wants to get married. And the whole idea behind it was to come to New Zealand to find a better life for her family.
Right.
So my dad went over to Tonga. 2 weeks later, they got married against my mum's will, but as someone who wanted to look after her family, to please her grandparents, to be able to give what she can, she abided and she did what she was told to do.
Wow.
Married my father, not out of love, but out of wanting to help her family. Ended up here in New Zealand, was able to bring some of her family members over, had my sister, and then had me. But, soon, not long after that, my dad did what he normally did, cheated on her and moved on to the next next person. And then after that, my mum relocated back to Auckland, and then and we went back to Tonga. Then in the mix of things, met my stepfather.
Right.
And then ended up having my baby sister, Anna. So my father has like heaps of kids, because he was like fertilizing people's roses, went in there for a short time, not a long time, just went in and out as he pleased, and did all that. And then my mum found her true love, got married to him, had my baby sister, and then when my sister was 10 years old, mum passed away. So that's how it kind of like we came about. It wasn't a love story or anything like that. It was purely being obedient, being the oldest grandchild in a Tongan family. If you're told to do something, you do it without question, So I was very grateful that she was able to, find her love after that. But I'm pretty sure the first few years was really, really hard for her. Being isolated in Rotorua, couldn't, spoke English, but, it was her second language. Went against, my father was an atheist, she was Mormon, so had to kind of battle that. Trying to find her own community, her Tongan community in Rotorua probably wasn't easy for her.
Yeah.
But eventually, Dad, moved on to his next thing, and then that was all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk a bit more about your mum? I mean, I personally, my dad actually passed away when I was 19.
Okay.
Your mum passed away when you were 15.
15, yeah.
And that seems like a really long time ago. But when I think of grief, it's one of those weird things that you just can't really shake.
No.
And it comes up in weird ways.
Yeah.
What do you remember about your mum? Let's talk about her.
My mum was firm but fair. She was very strict. She was a Christian woman, believed in God. Our house was, God was the pillar, and we had, that we lived by that. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of love. She did what she could, and she did her best by us. Yeah. We didn't have much. State house children, we lived in the state house, benefit children. She was a very sick person. Ended up in hospital quite a few times. Passed away when she was 39.
Wow.
So I had to grow up pretty quickly, but at that time, being brought up by a strong Tongan woman, we had our chores, like my sister and I, one in the kitchen, one in the bathroom and the lounge. Yeah. Every day was pretty much chores and cooking and cleaning for the family. That was she was hard, but she found every way she could to make ends meet, whether that meant going down to the farm to buy 20 live chickens at $1 each and then bring them back to the garage for us to then pluck and clean to eat for the next few months. That was her. Whether it was, making every single damn gravy she could out of tin fish, that was her. Whether that was just, she saw a box of bananas that was going for sale or cheap at a fruit shop out in South Auckland, she would buy it. So for lunch for the next week would be bananas. She did whatever she could with what she had in her hand to feed us, to survive, to do what she could for us. So my mum was my pillar, man. I love my mum. And, I ended up taking care of her when she fell really sick. Ended up, she had cancer, and then she had a hysterectomy. She went back for a 1 year follow-up.
Yeah.
And then it spread, they didn't get it all. And then hence why we ended up at this National Women's Hospital for a few weeks, then from there into South Auckland Hospice. And I didn't know what a hospice was. And it wasn't until 2-3 years after she had passed away, I found out what it was. People go there to die, basically, you know. So at that tender age, I was just doing what I knew I had to do, what I, you know, was born to do, was to look after my mum. My older sister was pregnant at the time, so it was just all up to me. And I just stayed, you know, and I was scared of my mum though, you know, and my older sister wasn't. My older sister would be the one getting smart and talking back and stuff. And, you know, that was their relationship with me. If my mum said, like, come over here, I'd be like, coming, you know, I'd like, and then if she was angry and, you know, needed to give us a whack, I'd go to her, where my sister would run away. And I think I just felt sorry for her from such a young age, you know. I don't know. I just, I have and grief is funny because you are right. It does come and go. It's been over 20 years since my mum has passed away. I was 15 and she was 39. And certain milestones happen, then you think about them, you know, you go and see them, and then all of a sudden you go see them every day because, you know, you're going through something or some type of emotion, and then you stop, and then you go back again. But regardless of all of that and going through that grief period, my job, I feel now, is actually to let my kids know and tell them who my mum is and what she was like. And whenever we go to the cemetery, they know we're going to see Nanny Lika. We have a picture in our house. So then they know who their grandmother is, even though they never had the chance to meet her. Actually, my mother didn't have the chance to meet any of her grandchildren, unfortunately. You know, but she looked after every person's child that came through our house when she was alive. So it was just like everybody got the best of her, but our kids didn't. So that kind of sucks, but it is life.
I mean, I was going to ask what parts of her you carry in yourself, but honestly, from like what you have described, I feel like you were talking about, prior to this, you were talking about having a capacity, like a soldier capacity, and it's so much different to other people's. I feel like that's probably, do you feel like you get that from your mum, like that strong side that you're talking about?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now that you've mentioned it, absolutely. Like she took on a lot more than what most people could. And I definitely think I have had to check myself. I was speaking to you earlier about this, is that I would go, and realize that not everybody has the same capacity. So my workload is my work capacity is a lot higher, and my energy or my willing and want to do something and to achieve it is a lot bigger, and I can handle it for a lot longer than what most people can. And I can't expect the same from others. There's it can't be the same expectation. I've actually got to modify myself to accept what I'm given or what they can take. And that's okay.
Has it been frustrating for you though?
Oh, 100%. Like over and over again, I still get frustrated. But as I get older, and as you have kids, it teaches you to be patient sometimes, or all the rest of it. But then also, absolutely, I do get frustrated. But it's actually a time for me to reflect and be like, hey, it's okay to slow down as well. Because I think there's a big expectation I put on myself, is I'm trying to help so many and do as much as I can because I feel the need to help where I can. But sometimes it's okay to say no. And sometimes it's hard to do that, you know, because if you can see something that you can make a difference is, or you know someone that could help them or whatever, you want to help, you know. And we're always taught to be of service, you know. Being Polynesian, we want to be charitable, we want to be of service, we want to help people, but sometimes it's okay to say no because you can't help everyone. You got to help yourself first before you can. But in saying that, I am a lot better at identifying when it's time just to pull back. Sis. Sometimes I need a reminder from time to time. That's why Nicole comes in handy.
Shout out Nicole. Shout out Nicole. Well, thanks for not saying no to this, because you are definitely going to make an impact, for the youth.
No, it's good. Like, and with if it's something also that I feel that could make a difference, especially with the platforms, you know, and things that you're involved in, I will definitely do whatever I can to make it work. You know, I'm involved with Jammies for June out of Minimal Foundation. It's my hood, it's my hub, it's my people. And that's why I feel so strongly about it, but it's such a natural thing for me to be involved in, you know. It just, comes all out of my mouth because it's lived experience. I've lived in state houses, houses that are moldy, that are, dripping with moisture and just gross and cold. I've done that. So I know what they're talking about.
Can we talk a bit about that though, like South Auckland?
Yeah.
Because you are a proud South Auckland girl.
Hard.
South Auckland hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about why you are so proud. And that's obviously context as well. Give us a little bit of context for people that might not know.
No, why? Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, when we left Rotorua, my relationship with my parents split up. We ended up back in Auckland, ended up back in South Auckland. So I went to primary school, Mangere Intermediate, Mangere East Primary School, then Mangere Intermediate, which then turned Southern Cross campus, and then went to Southern Cross campus. My sister now teaches at Southern Cross campus. We lived in South Auckland the whole time. Both my sisters still live out in South, and one of them's Otahuhu, the other one's is in Southern Cross. So I'm through and through Southside hard. And when I say lived experience, I've lived through the system, as in like the social welfare, working income, going to get wins quotes for uniforms, no lunches, get fed at lunchtime with the soup and the bread. When I was in primary school, like, that was me.
Yeah.
The uniform buzz, having one uniform if you couldn't afford it, but they had to last from January right up to December, same as the shoes, January to December. There was no changing in between, even though there was holes.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as holes. You just tape them up and keep going.
Yeah.
So that's why it's, Southside, and this charity that I'm involved in, being an ambassador for Minimal Foundation, means so much to me, because what we're trying to do is actually trying to avoid or try and get kids not to fill up ED, not to fill up the Kids First hospital, because they're at capacity even before we get to winter.
Yeah.
And the whole idea behind it is actually to keep our babies warm at night. Through the Mana Kids programs that they have, is actually to teach people how to heat their homes, how to not over, because you can be overheating as well, but heating appropriately, and what's the right temperature to sit at. What are the types of the things that they can do in their homes to make their home more drier, airing it out during the day and all the rest of it. Because the houses that they do have out there available through government housing isn't that great. It's not that great.
Yeah.
So I've lived in those houses, and I went the other day to do some filming for Middle Foundation. I was talking about the glass windows and how thin they are, and this family that I went to visit, who in a makeshift garage, I just clicked on their glass to knock on their window, and it was that same bloody thin glass that I had grown up with. And honestly, it was so triggering, because I was just like, oh, yeah. It's cold in there immediately because of these bloody windows, So why isn't it up to standard of a normal window that should, obviously stop the draft from going in and out of the home? Yeah. We're still living like that. Here in New Zealand, we're still, families and kids are still living like that. We need to do better.
And I feel like you are constantly trying to help anyway in those situations. Did you say something to anyone?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Of course, I'm not one to keep my mouth shut, that's for sure. Especially if they're there right and there and then. It's asking things like, does the family have respite care? Yeah. Do they have the support? Does mum have the support she needs? Baby has the support he needs. There's a nurse and stuff that comes to see him, but there's also support available for mum as well. She needs a bit of help. She needs some respite care, so then to give herself a break. Yeah. And it's good to ask the questions. The only thing they could say is no, so why not ask? So it's it was a bit of an eye opener for me, and that's why doing things for them is a no brainer. And I would go and do it in a heartbeat. But I also had a good time doing it as well. Good. It's not, I don't want to say tokenism. Let's just tick this box off and off we go. No, when I'm in there whole heart. My mind is there, I'm fully immersed.
Speaking of tokenism, as a Pacific Island woman that has now built a platform for yourself the way that you have, moving into different spaces, I know can be quite challenging. And I know personally, as a Samoan, I grew up with respect at the core of me. So it was very much a value that I carried with me, but it can also hinder me, which it did, because I went out into the workplace and, let's just say, got bullied without even realizing that I was getting bullied, because I was out here like, she's older than me, and, why should I don't know, I can't say anything because she's older than me and I need to respect her. For you personally, now that you've built this platform, and I'm sure you walk into so many rooms, as a proud Pasifika woman, but have you ever felt that tension, or if you have you had to navigate that in a way? Yeah,
the sport that I'm involved in, when I first got into it, it was a very pale sport. Yeah. Didn't see a lot of Pasifika people there, right? And sports admin in that time was very pale. So I had to navigate that space, because I did felt like I was second fiddle too. And I'll tell you a story. So when I was a junior, I was the best junior in the world.
Yeah.
There was other juniors that weren't that great, but they were from New Zealand, right? But all these juniors were Pākehā, or can you say Pākehā?
Yeah.
No, Palangi, blonde hair, blue eyes, beautiful. And they got all the sponsors and I didn't get nothing. You can't help but think like I didn't, but you know, and it's true though, I didn't fit the mold.
Yeah.
I didn't fit the mold of being a certain size, a certain height, a certain look. I didn't fit the mold. And that was navigating that space in that time because I needed support because I was world junior champion. I was world youth champion multiple times, yet they weren't. But I didn't fit the mold. I didn't, you know, look great. I mean, it didn't fit what they were looking for.
Yeah.
And that was hard. That was really difficult to you know, to navigate at that time because I was poor where they weren't.
Yeah.
You know, so I needed the money and I needed the help and I needed the equipment, but they didn't because they're, you know, different upbringing, you know. But what it didn't stop me from continuing to do what I needed to do. Whether that meant, you know, wearing old clothes that someone else had, absolutely. Whether that meant I found the pair of shoes that I got from ages ago and just stayed in that for as long as I can, absolutely. I would do whatever I can to get to training, do what I needed to do, despite what was happening there.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're not blind to it.
Yeah.
You just have to find a smarter way to navigate that space. And as I got older and as I became more and more successful, I found a voice for myself. Therefore, I felt more and more confident in my skin, being able to speak up. But it took a while though. It took a while to get there because it wasn't as welcoming.
Yeah.
You know, but as they saw more and more Pasifika people came into that space, you know, got more and more successful. At the end of the day, we were winning medals for New Zealand. Like I'm a proud Kiwi as well.
Yeah.
Then they realized actually you got to make space for us now. You cannot just hush.
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that. Even though we're still navigating spaces now, even though there are still issues now, we are getting better, but it's too slow. It's too slow for my liking. So despite all of that, I am who I am and I'm a proud Pasifika woman and I take that with me everywhere, even at a global level. At the World Championships last year, at the World Athletics Awards last year, I went and wore a puletaha and I wore my kia.
I
and
saw
so many
that.
people were like, oh, what's that? That's nice. But it's a chance to educate them about where you're from, what the kia means, why you're in a puletaha and all the rest of it, right? So we just have to keep going. We just have to find our path. We just have to stay authentic. Don't try and fit in.
Yeah.
Because no space is made for me to fit in. Look at me. I'm a big unit.
You're a model.
I can't fit into anywhere.
Yeah.
They have to fit into me. And that's just the way it goes, you know. I'm not going to make myself small or anyone else just to fit into the space. And saying that, it's also good to get allies in certain spaces.
Yes.
Who do believe in your, or have the same values or the same morals to be able to help you navigate those spaces as well. Because not everyone is there out there to get you out, to push you out. Absolutely not. But it's important to know who your allies are and to have allies who have the same mindset as you do in the same direction, who believe in what you're trying to achieve. You know, even at that level, at a global level, even here in the systematic level here in New Zealand, and it's been a fantastic journey. We had the Polynesian Championships. I took them all over to Millennium, AUT.
That's so
Millennium. Cool. We had over 100 kokonatis running around the place, and it was the best. It was the best because I hate to say it, like we brought a bit of colour, a bit of music, a bit of our vibe into a space where that's not normal.
Yeah.
You know, that is not normal. You know, it's quite a long way from South Side or West Side.
Yep.
But they welcomed us. They made the space for us and we owned it. And that was awesome. And then we took it from there into the New Zealand Championships in athletics and everybody said how amazing it was to have the Polynesian Championships and coincide with the New Zealand Championships.
Yeah.
And that's a win for me. And that's a win for our people. Right there.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, you're a winner. Did you know
Thank
that?
you.
You're the real winner. You're an Olympic winner. Did you know that?
Thank you. Thank you. Twice.
But I do want to talk about you, representing Tonga specifically on the world map. Like last year, you you went all the way to Switzerland.
Yeah.
When your coach passed away, and you recorded that. And can we explain a little bit about what you're wearing today as well, and why it's important for you to represent your country the way you do?
I went to Switzerland last year. Jean-Pierre, my coach, Swiss coach, he was like a dad to me. So it was important for me to go. And when I went there, I went into Switzerland. Again, Swiss people with grieving and death in Switzerland is weird.
Really?
Well, for us it is. Because we grieve differently. They are very, extremely... So if I was to describe it, and don't take this the wrong way, like it looked like it was so cold, like such a cold...
like a distant...
This very distant, you know?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
like, for example, I made sure to see if I can go and see him,
Yeah.
because this is what we do. And they say, oh, yeah, you can see them, which is very unusual. Normally you can't see them.
Right.
And that was really important because I needed to see him.
Yeah.
And they said, yep. So he was at the cemetery. They had 2 rooms, like a hospital room, and you just put a coat on the door, and he was just there.
Wow.
And that was it. And it was quite confronting for me because it's obviously something different.
Yeah.
But I welcomed it because that's just how they deal with it, right? So I went up to the cemetery. I met his wife there, and then unlocked the door. Then walked in, and he was there. And they've probably never seen a Tongan cry. I just I couldn't contain it. I just bursted into tears. Over just everything just came out. And then as we do, we don't leave them on their own.
Right.
But then after that, we're invited to dinner. So it was hard for me to leave him there, then go to dinner. Then we went to dinner just down at the lake, not far from where he was. Yeah. And we're all sitting there having dinner, and I couldn't get it out of my head that he was back up there. And it was really unusual. But again, I had to respect their culture. This is what they do, right? So because I knew the plan was, okay, we were there on a Saturday, Sunday, then Monday was the funeral. Sunday all day we went to the cemetery where he was, and we went in and out of the room because the room was quite cold. The aircon was on. Yeah. So I just stayed there the whole day, and just as we say, keeping them company the whole day, in and out. And then on Monday, before they took him up to the church, I went back early and then just went in and out. And then when I was the last person to see him before they closed them up. And it was the most... it was a healing process for me, but it was a beautiful moment because I was able to spend that time with him. And I wanted to wear my ta'avala, which is really important for me to out of respect for him, but also because that's just who we are. And we wore a ta'avala, we went to the funeral, and everybody was very curious about what it was and what it meant. So it gave me an opportunity to just explain to them what the ta'avala was. So wherever I had the opportunity to wear my Tongan outfit, I would completely do it. I wore it a couple of times down to the Halbergs awards. I got inducted to the Hall of Fame, and I wore ta'avala there with my poletaha. And obviously with wearing black, I've been wearing black for a little while now for people that have passed. Yeah. It means so much. I mean, that's just out of respect. And if you see a Tongan wearing black, they're mourning someone that's passed away. And it's totally up to them. But I'm going to go through the whole hawk and go for a whole year with it. So it makes it easier for packing, but and traveling and stuff. But it's just one of those things that is so dear to my heart. I did it with my mum when I was 15. So I love being Tongan. I am Tongan in New Zealand. I'm Tongan everywhere I go. When I leave New Zealand, I tell them I'm Tongan, but I'm from New Zealand as well. Yeah. So it gives me an opportunity to represent my mum at the world stage, as well as who I am. I speak Tongan fluently. I love that about me. I love that about her. That's one thing that she did install in us when we were very young. She never spoke English at home. Yeah. Ever. Wow. Only spoke Tongan. And she said, we speak English in school, but when you come home, you're only speaking Tongan. And at the time, I really was disliked it, Like my sister and I was like, what the heck? Like, what are we doing this for? But I thank her for it every day. Because through that, when you know 2 languages, picking up the 3rd language is easier. So I speak Tongan. I speak Tongan, English, and French, which is great. But I'll be back in Tonga in a couple of weeks for their school championships. I do a lot of work with the Tongan athletics team. Yes. Then go back from time to time, work with the Olympic team and the Olympic Tasanok there. I'm back in Tonga pretty much, between 4 to 7 to 8 times a year. That is amazing. I love it there. I love it.
Can we talk about how you've held on to your language? Yeah. Because I think for me, I knew Samoan until I was 5. And then I went to school. And here I am, trying to get closer
to the Tongans, eh?
Then I had to, I got really close to a Tongan, actually. We had a baby, so...
Well, really close.
No, that's really close to home. Yeah, probably too close to home for this potty. But how did you hold on to your language? Because you said mum passed away at an early age. How did you practice that, outside of the home, speaking English all the time,
Yeah.
How did you do it?
Oh, I just, every chance I got, speak to my family members in Tongan,
Right.
write in Tongan, read in Tongan, listen to Tongan music all the time. Whenever there's an opportunity, like I'm right in there. If I find out someone's Tongan, I'll speak to them in Tongan.
Yeah.
And sometimes I catch them out because I'm like yapping away. They're full Tongan. I'm yapping away. They go, I don't speak Tongan. I was like, well, sorry. And it's not anything other than I'm just so proud that I've met another Tongan. I'm start like going off, and then all of a sudden it's like, sorry, I don't speak Tongan. I was like, wait, sorry, atu. What I was saying is, how are you, and where you from in Tonga, the rest of it. But what I do like to find out is where people are from, what their surnames are, when they've been back in Tonga again. But it's also a good opportunity for me to use my platform to help our next generation coming through to be proud of who they are, be proud of being Tongan, speak the language if they're able to, or to learn some languages, some Tongan words,
Yeah.
I'm mixed even. My brother, when he comes, I'm like, you get this Tongan language week, like we're doing Tongan language week, but the impact that has is, as
Huge.
broader and huge than what he thinks and than what we know. Because for me, it's like, okay, you're proud to be Tongan. Let's showcase that, because we should be proud of who we are and where we come from.
That's right.
What saddens me, though, is when people, or kids in particular, the youth, are not proud of who they are, or not proud of where they come from, or they want to be Balangi or more Balangi, or they forget their roots and conveniently come back when it's convenient for them, when something's happening, and then go back, That's what really pisses me off, And it's just like, bro, like, you're not even Balangi. I'm halfway.
Yeah.
My dad is as white as they come. My dad is like pastel white, and my mum she looks probably more Fijian than she does Tongan, but she's quite a dark Tongan woman.
Yeah.
But I love both ends. However, I was brought up the Tonga way. The Balangi side is navigate, okay, cool. You
That's
live in
our lifestyle.
that's our lifestyle. But being Tongan, like in Tongan we say, o ko lau kau ake e ku Tonga, I am so proud of being Tongan, and I make sure that if I have the opportunity to speak in Tongan, like I did at the Halberg Awards, I did, and I will. Every time I do. If I was to see older people, I'll greet them in Tongan. One of the funny stories, though, growing up, I went to Otahu, and a lot of people don't know I speak Tongan. And there's these two old ladies, and I was a lot younger, was sitting on the chair, and I walked past them, and they're like looking at each other, eating their peanut, having to feed their peanuts they just got from the Bula Fijian fruit shop. And I'm walking past, one lady goes, how wonderful tahine lahi goe. She goes, oh my gosh, that tall girl over there. And the other lady's like, oh, iyo suatu, look, she's so tall. And I turn around and say, hey, I speak Tongan, ko le whatonga, he koe ha. So I probably sassed them out a little bit too much, and they're like, what? I didn't know you spoke Tongan. I said, of course I speak Tongan.
Then it's a proud thing.
It is a proud thing, But at the same time, I'm like, don't try and talk about me.
You should have let them go on, eh?
I should have let them go on, but that young, immature person in me just like pounced out at them. But that's the perks of being able to speak your language and being Tongan. But I also love Tongan food. Honestly, I love everything about being Tongan. I love Tongan food. I love eating tukumisi, the horse, hopa, puaka, like you name it. Kape, ufi.
My Tongan husband still hasn't given me horse. Yeah.
Oh.
That's a disgrace, isn't it?
That's a red flag.
Emiliano.
Actually. That's a red flag if he hasn't given you horse.
And it's not the Tongan red flag.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not this one.
I gotta say though, Tongan people, the pride that you guys see is just different.
Yeah. Like
I watched the Ikale Tahi game, I think, against the All Blacks 2 years ago. They were down. They went down 102-0.
We still celebrated as if it won.
Oh my gosh, I was wearing red. But we celebrated we came out on top. That's just a different kind of breed you guys are.
No, we are, and we're so prideful. Prideful? We're such proud people. To the point where when I was competing for New Zealand, winning medals for them, Tonga celebrated.
Yep.
I went to Tonga, there was a big feast in my village, everybody's going off. Everybody's proud.
Yeah.
Everybody's proud. Like it's my medal, but it's New Zealand's medal and their medal. You know, and I think that's a beautiful thing. We're able to do that. Not everybody can do that. Not all nations can do that or share but they take it on as their own. And now that I'm more involved with them, I feel like it's an opportunity for me to give back, to represent Tonga now.
Yeah.
You know, at the world stage, at any, you know, at that level now, and being able to be more vocal and be more open about it is such a beautiful thing, because again, it's an opportunity to inspire that next generation to, like, you know, grab onto your culture, man, because there's not a lot of culture out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's
like,
right. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, do you think that there is almost a fear among our youth, or the diaspora of youth, that don't feel Tongan enough to maybe step into the language, step into like Tongan practices? Do you think that that's a thing as well?
Is. Unfortunately, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And you ask, like, you know, where, well, we kind of ask ourselves, where does it stem from? Mm-hmm. Right? Where does it stem from? And it could be upbringing. It could be those around them, you know. I know of people, or of Tongan parents immigrating to New Zealand, they don't speak Tongan to their kids anymore, only English, because then they don't want them to be mocked at school, you know, whatever the reason may be. So some of it isn't, like, a lot of it isn't their fault, you know, but equally, you get the real coconuts who turn up here, born and bred right up until they're 10, 11 or 12, all of a sudden they don't know a lick of Tongan. I'm like, okay, that's my loloi, you know, like, that is just out of this world. But yeah, it kind of goes both ways, and hence why we have a platform to be able to change that mindset, you know, get them more confident and comfortable into coming in. I love the fact that they're reviving te reo. People are kind of going on that te reo Māori journey of learning their language, and, you know, knowing who they are, finding out who their iwi is, and who their people are. And that's a beautiful thing to watch. And I only hope the same for our youngsters coming through here, especially here in Aotearoa. I mean, God, go to South Side and West Side, and there's polys everywhere, everywhere, and I'm always very interested about where they're from, you know, where they kaupapa to, and who their family is, and all the rest of it. It's a good opportunity for us to be able to share our culture. I love today, for example. Today I'm here, but my kids' school, they're celebrating International Language Week. And through that, they wear cultural wear. Whenever there's cultural wear, you know, Mum's going to go all out.
She's
you know,
turning it up. Yeah,
absolutely. And Tongan Language Week, I'm the mum that goes and does the cooking, teaches them, dresses them up. Like, I'm that mum. I'm committed 101, not only to my kids, but to the whole damn school.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I mean, I'm that kind. I'm not. Well, my baby's 1, so we're not there yet.
It's coming.
But yeah, no, I feel like the tussle between Samoan and Tongan is coming.
Oh yes.
I mean, I don't think that there's a clash, but
there is a clash.
Well, there is a bit of a, you know, who will he play for when he's older? You know, that kind of tussle. But if you ever had the opportunity to come out of retirement and represent Tonga,
I would.
Hey,
yeah, I would.
Well, come on then.
I don't, mate.
Well, come on then.
I guess there's the Masters competition, right? There's the Masters Championships.
You could eat it up.
I could, you know,
Can
get
you
into
imagine?
it, but oh my God.
Valerie Adams turning up to the Masters. Oh my gosh. And then you've got Uncle Jerry over here that's been practicing since he was 40. He's been straight. Oh gosh, I would be disappointed in myself too. But
it would be an opportunity, though. It would be an opportunity.
Yeah. I feel like you could do it.
But you know, the good thing about the world of track and field, and I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but there are more and more athletes who compete here in New Zealand who realise they have allegiance to Samoa or Tonga or Fiji or whoever, who can actually go back and compete for them if their parents are of that culture, right? So we've got a 2 or 3 athletes in New Zealand, born and bred in New Zealand, but their parents are Tongan, who have now changed allegiance to go and compete for Samoa. Cool. And I love that so much, because they compete at the Polynesian Championships under the Samoan flag.
That is so cool.
And I hurrayed that so much. And for me, it's like, okay, so if you sometimes the league here in New Zealand is too much, but you have an opportunity to go and compete for Samoa and be able to perform there, and they took it with 2 hands and they ran.
That is so
which
cool.
is so good.
What about you and your kids, your little kiddies?
Little monsters,
Do you speak to them in Tongan? Are they?
I speak to them in Tongan. I growl them in Tongan. English.
What does it sound like when you growl them?
We all know that one. It's great though, because when you're in public, when you're in public and you do that, my kids are the only ones. At school, they turn around. And
they know the tone, eh?
They know the tone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's my mum. Damn it.
But you are actively teaching them Tongan?
They wear Tongan outfits. They love Tongan food. I take them back home.
Yep.
I made them go feed the pigs at home. Like we do all of that. Yeah, you got to immerse them into it. Language is one thing, but immersing them into the culture is another.
Yeah.
There's Tongan language week. My son thinks he's like Tongan ass. I'm like, yo. Actually, yesterday I said to my daughter, I said, oh man, you got Tongan toes, and my son goes, well, you all have Tongan toes, mum. Because we're all Tongans, but you have adult Tongan toes. I'm like, thank you, son.
Yours are just longer.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I think, I feel like it's hard because, well, for me, I don't actually speak Samoan. I understand it as much as I can. And when my dad passed away, and my grandmother, who I lived with, when they passed away, the language kind of went with them. And I feel like almost sometimes this guilt of like, not actually going back to learn it. I'm a grown-ass adult now. There is no excuses. But I guess my question to you is, there are dying languages in the Pacific. What do you think as a people, what do you think I can do, or what do we need to do more of to be able to reclaim our language or, take back what was once ours?
You want to do it?
I do want to do it.
There are ways to do it, right? Mm-hmm. So there are classes out there. There's going back to Samoa, immersing yourself within your village.
I need to
speaking to the elders in your family who can tell you stories. There is a lot of knowledge out there. It's just a matter of going to pick them up and to grab them. It's what you do with it next, right?
Yeah.
But it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's never too late.
It's making
no matter
time.
how hard it might be or how hard you think it might be, it's never too late. It's always going to be there, but you just got to make the time. Whether your family holidays, you spend yourself once. If you're in the environment, it's easy to pick up.
Yeah.
If you're in Samoa, your family's speaking it. You just pick it up naturally, and it won't take you long. It won't take you long at all. It's just a matter of making the time to do it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of Samoan language classes here. I know that for a fact because there's quite a few Tongan ones. There's other people I've had to look at for it to go into those classes, but it's just making time. Yeah. I mean, any friends that I have are Tongan, like we're in it, and then I've got a couple of friends who speak French. I'm in it. I love languages myself. It's quite a natural thing for me, but I know for others it's a little bit harder. But for you have that Tongan aspect. Languages are a little bit similar but different at the same time. You've got that island aspect through your husband and baby, but don't be too hard on yourself, because circumstances like dad passing and grandma, no longer being here, those are big things to deal with. And, it leaves a massive empty space.
Yeah, truly.
For the one person that you trusted or you believed in or you would listen to.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, to deal with grief, sometimes you just switch back to something that's a little bit more natural and everybody else is doing it, so you just go down that road. So don't be too hard on yourself.
Thank you.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Okay, fine. I'll go back to my classes.
My husband's Samoan, so talofa. Well,
you wanted
my
to say that,
Tongan, so malolale. I did actually.
Well, no, my husband is Tongan, but you're from Homa as well.
I am from Homa, yes, the blowholes. Most beautiful place on the island.
Lots of people, different places in Tonga people speak about, I've heard things about Vaini.
Oh, yeah.
And I've heard things about Vava'u.
Yes, Vava'u's beautiful though.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got the whale season there. That's, that's a good thing about Vava'u, island people.
What's Homa known for?
Bro, we are like gangs, man. We are big, strong, resilient people. Homa is quite a big village, not as big as Vaini. Vaini is humongous, but and then we have corners like I'm from, and then so within Homa we have our own areas. And I'm from Matapa. Matapa means the door. And I believe, because that's the last area before you get to the blowholes.
Right.
So I believe it's called Matapa because there's a door to the blowholes. One area is called Tanke, which is tank, which is the water tank, because there's water tanks in that corner.
I love how they're so literal with things, as well. It's such a...
I'm not trying to make it complicated. People in Homa, obviously the blowholes is a big part of Homa, and it's massive tourist attraction in Tonga, which is great. It brings people down right to the end of Homa, which is good. But, you know, everybody has their own uniqueness, you know, craziness. You got the people from Hahaka and Hifo, again, completely different as well. Then you got those from, like, past the airport for Motu on that side. They're a little bit cray because they're so far away from town. But right now they are building a bridge that will connect kind of like where Mua is right across the town, which would then avoid them from going right around the sea line for Tonga to get to town, because the traffic is horrendous. There's more cars than probably people in Tonga.
Well, I haven't been, but I heard that there were no traffic lights as well.
There is no traffic lights. No, you are right. But again, more cars than people most probably. The traffic is horrendous in Tonga. But like anything, you know, Tonga's great. You can see a car with holes everywhere, but people are still riding it. You can easily hitchhike. I've hitchhiked a couple of times in Tonga.
Wow.
Yeah, because I needed a ride, you know. And also petrol runs out from time to time, which is probably about to happen here in New Zealand, y'all. So, but in Tonga, it happens quite often.
Far out.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a real thing. But I mean, everyone would know who you are, so
they will pick me up, right?
They'll pick you up. Jump on the roof. You're Valerie Adams, of course. I'll take you to Homa. Where do you stay over there? Do you stay in the village?
It sounds real bougie, but I do stay at the hotel there in Dano, and that's only because it's easier with the kids. And they've got aircon because the heat is crazy.
Yeah.
The heat is horrendous. But also, to be honest, it just gives me some time out away, because it's quite full on for me when I'm in Tonga. So it just pulls me out, and then I can have time out and then go out into the craziness and then come back in.
Yeah. How do you preserve that, I guess, grounding yourself when you are amongst so much craziness?
It's not easy, but as soon as I walk into the room, it's like, I keep going back to my purpose, and I keep going back to my why. And and throughout all that craziness, you got to make sure you look after you. Sometimes you forget that. Yeah, because there's so many expectations, you know. And in Tonga, it's hard because you got the business side of things, but you also got the cultural side, the family side. Everybody's related to everybody. Then you have the royal, the royal family side, or if there's commitments there. Then you have your chiefly side, right? So I have a chiefly title, which gives me responsibilities while I'm in Tonga. I am who I am, which also gives me responsibilities. If there is a demand or command or an invitation from somewhere to go for a government level, expectation, or for a royalty level, expectation. But I know all of this before I even step on the plane.
Right.
It's not an unknown. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm surprised about this.
Yeah.
I know about this, hence why whenever I go to Tonga, I'm always prepared with your outfits, because you can't be rocking up in a dress jacket and a dress pants and a business anything. No. You have to make sure you have a tuperu, you have to make sure you got a keki or tavala. You got to make sure that you are appropriately dressed. You got to make sure you got to take Sunday best, because Sunday is spent at church. There's none of this willy-nilly doing other stuff. So you always have to be prepared. And I'm very accustomed to that life. And I was when I was a young child as well. So nothing phases me at all. So I make sure that the kids know what the deal is too. So, and also they need a little bit of time out from time to time because they're not, and with they both have some complex things that we got to deal with. So then it just helps me out a bit.
Well, that's your kids say.
Yeah, true. You would know now being a mum. Yeah.
No,
life-changing, eh?
Oh, wow. I thought
boy,
I
girl?
knew. Boy.
Yeah. What's his name?
His name is Milan.
Milan.
Yes.
So not Sione.
You know what? You know what? His third name is Soane.
Oh, Soane.
Well, is that Samoan or Tongan?
Oh, it could be Tongan.
It is.
Or
his dad's
Samoan.
name. Yeah.
Oh, is that his dad's name?
Well, that's my husband's dad's name. So.
Oh, okay, Soane. Yeah, it's Tongan.
Okay.
What's your husband's name?
Emiliano.
What's his surname?
Foliaki.
Foliaki. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have something to say about Foliaki?
No. I know some Foliakis. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're good. They're good people.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're nearing the end, but we have this little segment on Close to Home, and it's called One for the Village.
Okay.
So our previous guest has written a question, and it's right here, actually.
Oh.
Wait. No, it's not. It's right there. Next
to
yes. Is that an envelope?
Yes.
So it's sealed. I don't know what's in it. It could be $1 million. No, just kidding. It's just a question.
Doesn't feel like it. And they don't write checks anymore, so no, it's not.
Ah, you got me. No, but she has written you a question.
Yeah.
And you have to answer it, so you will open it.
Can I ask who wrote it?
You'll see who
you'll
wrote
see,
it.
okay.
Yep. It's not really, So it's a question that you will have to read out and answer, and then we'll have you write a question for our next guest as well.
What is a dream for your child that might have been too scary for you in your younger years? What is a dream for your child that might have been too scary for you in your younger years? That's a good question.
A dream for them.
A dream for your child. That they can be whoever they want to be. I think when your upbringing has been the way mine has been, life seems so too hard or impossible to live out a dream that you might have had, or but I only hope for my kids, I've always said this, is to be kind, but to believe in themselves that they can be whoever the hell they want to be in this world. And don't let anybody else dictate that for them, including, I say this now, including what their mother has done. Because unfortunately, a lot of people have other expectations of them, and they will be judged accordingly.
Yep.
But I hope that doesn't faze them and they get to live their true selves and do what they want to do. Yep. This is a good question. This is a good question. And the only thing I hope for, and I'm past 39 now, I'm now 42 this year, is I want to be able to be here long enough to see them grow, to see them get married, to see them have children, and to hold my grandchildren. That's one other wish I have for myself, is to be here for them.
Do you feel like you're, and I'm asking you this because I feel like I can relate, but as you get older, I guess your dreams or your goals start to shift with the life that you've made for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I think also what was available to you changes the way you think about and your perspective about the world. When I first started athletics, my dream was to buy a home and pay it off by the time I retire. And when I was working as an accountant at the time, he goes, "Oh yeah, that'll be easy." And I was like, "No, it won't." For me, it seemed like the whole world was dependent on this, and it was going to be so hard. It's going to take me 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And he just turned around and bowed out, "No, yeah, that'll be easy. What next?" And I was a little bit offended at the time because I'm like, you have no idea how difficult it is for me to even achieve this. But at the end of my career, did that, I can live comfortably or whatever, and the reason behind it is I never had a home growing up. There's no way I can be like, I'm going to go home to mum and dad. What I want for my children is that wherever life takes them or wherever they end up, if they need to come home, they can come home.
Yeah.
If it gets a bit tough out there, they need to come home, they can always come home. And that's one thing that I've always been very staunch on from the time I started track and field to now having children to now this part of my life, is to make sure my home is always open and available for them.
Well, I think a beautiful thing about that is that home isn't just a building.
No.
And I feel like you make a very good home. You carry yourself as home. Like, I feel at home with you right now.
That's good. I've stopped breastfeeding, by the way.
Oh, damn it. I can do formula. Is it powdered?
Yeah, I feel powdered. Yeah, rotten by now.
But damn, that was that's disappointing. But no, thank you so much for that. Can I get you to write a question for our next person?
Yes.
Malo Albito family, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks so much, Malo. Can we talk about the Tongan systems though? Because I'm still learning about that.
Yes.
Like with the wahus and... Are you a wahu? No.
No, I'm not, because my dad's white. Oh, wait, no. I don't have a fahu because my dad's white.
Right.
But we fahu. We
Yes, practice.
Yeah, practice. Yeah. So my mum's like brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, them. Yeah. Or whoever my mum has the fahu on, we represent her.
Yeah.
And then my mum's the oldest grandchild as well. And out of her generation, her mum was the oldest.
Right.
So then that kind of, trumps all the young ones.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
if my older sister's not there, I'll go. If I'm not there, my younger sister will go.
Yeah.
If none of us are there, our kids will represent. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't have a whahu. Thank
Yes.
God. Pays to have a white dad.
Love that for you.
I know. There's no whatongia. Yay.
You named your own kids. Woo.
But you, on the other hand, your poor child has a whahu. So who named your child?
Look, I'm Samoan, so
I love it. Who named your child? I'm Samoan.
so I'm proud 685. Yeah, didn't know about those rules until after I had the baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's hope that we don't. Well, our whahu doesn't
all right.
watch this until.
Oh no, I think if you and hubby are okay, and the whahu is okay, then it'll be right.
She is.
Okay,
She's
that's
lovely.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Love.
good. Yeah, lovely.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
On that note.
Cut again. Okay, because I actually look at all of the stuff that we were supposed to touch on. Actually, we did touch on a lot of them, but our last segment is just a quick fire round.
Yes.
This is top of the dome. Not thinking too much about stuff.
Cool.
We just want you to answer. Okay.
No problem.
Are you ready?
Sure.
There's no buzzer beater because you're the
Cool.
only competitor. All right, you're already a winner.
God, thank you.
All right. First question. What's the most Tongan way to say I love you without actually saying it?
No, that's Samoan.
Okay.
Without actually saying it, can you mouth it?
Yeah.
That's creepy as, eh? What do the Paikawa people do?
We're going to cut that and zoom right up to your... Oh, is that how you... What is something your kids have taught you that no one else could?
Patience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's one thing Tongans will defend no matter what?
Being Tongan.
Yeah, that's true. Your favourite word from another Pacific language?
Shole.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the most island thing about you?
I was going to say my feet, but me personally.
Yeah.
Oh,
It can
I
be
don't
your
know.
feet. It can be your feet, but you have to take a shoes
my
off and show the
appetite.
camera.
My appetite.
Oh, true.
My appetite is so island.
Really?
Yeah, I wish I had my white appetite, but I don't.
What, favourite Pacific artist?
Oh, Maoli. Yeah.
Hangi or Umu?
Umu.
Or Tahuhu or Otara?
Otara.
Can you explain why? We just want to really,
Nail it in there. Well, my sister works in Nauru College, and then I know someone else from Otahuhu, so... And I live closer to Otala, so
Yeah,
Otala.
okay, nice. Something you'd change about the Tongan culture?
There are some traditions that we could do without. Just some. Not all, but there are some. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of kavenga or tradition. Oh, I don't know what's kavenga in English?
I'm like, can you mouth it? Because we can't hear you.
There's lots of responsibilities or that people have to fulfill. There are some things we can go without. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
I believe. That puts less pressure on families.
Gotcha.
From a church perspective and also from a family perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And financial perspective?
All financial, all of it
Comes under
financial, but there are some traditions and kavenga that we could do without.
Okay. Not me like, can you name something?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Something that instantly reminds you of Tonga.
Horse.
Yeah.
No, but if I'm going out, the gold teeth. If someone's I don't have one, but if someone has a gold tooth, no. Am I going to get one? I don't know, because I'm like the old one now that I don't have one, and that's okay. Like I like to be unique.
Maybe you should just get one like
right at the back.
Yeah.
When they're giving me, I'm going to Tonga in 2 weeks maybe. But yeah, the gold teeth reminds me of Tonga. Everything about anybody that looks Polynesian reminds me of Tonga, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. And
I thought you were a Tongan.
Who?
You.
Oh. No, I've had Tongan.
Bon appetit.
What is most understood about... Oh, wait. What is most misunderstood about Tongan people?
Most misunderstood about Tongan people. Geez, you're coming up with some curlers.
Sorry.
Um,
That's okay. We can pass.
yeah.
Yeah, because
know.
you are who you are, right?
You are who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Best thing about being Tongan?
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I can see that in you in the
Everything.
way that you represent yourself anyway.
Best thing about being Tongan is just, everything about it. One thing about Tongans is that we love everyone and we'll make everyone feel comfortable and welcome wherever we are. And we love them by feeding them.
Yeah.
That's just our culture. That's just who we are. And trying to explain to people this is how we love people is by feeding them. Sometimes it comes across as a little too hard. But it's, I love everything about being Tongan.
I feel like you guys do a better tunupuaka than...
100%.
Yeah.
That's no question. We do the best tunupuaka in the world. These Samoans, they try and get tunupuaka, but it's like, it's like molu, the kili is like, bleh, it's not great. And even like the lu though. I think we do better lu than you guys. The palusami, like there's no meat in there. It's like, what are you guys, vegan? You guys certainly don't look vegan.
Well,
like,
thank you. That's enough, thank you. Okay, fine, your jawline's better than mine.
Oh, but
Last question is, what makes you feel close to home?
my family, my people, my language, everything that I do and everything that I am makes me close to home. And hence why I've got to go back whenever I can.
1,000%. Well, next time you need to take us with you. And I mean the whole production.
The whole
crew.
production.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Everyone that...
Well, fuel prices have gone up, so, might suddenly have to start rowing a boat.
Well, I used to do wakaama.
Oh,
so,
did you?
Yeah, it kind of works out for us. I can be the caller.
The caller. That's the biggest caller I've seen.
Nah, you know what? Cut right here. Thank you so much, Dame
You're
Valerie
welcome.
Adams, for joining us on Close to Home. I can't even believe you said yes. I can't even believe we had this conversation.
No, thank you. Malo apito.
Really appreciate you. Ofa atu.
Thank you.